It was Christmas Eve, and the richest man in the park was the loneliest person there. A 43-year-old CEO in an expensive coat sat on a snow-dusted bench under twinkling Christmas lights, silently crying where he thought no one would notice, until a small boy in a red jacket stopped in front of him, tilted his head, and said, "Don't cry, mister. You can borrow my mom. She's really good at fixing sad people." This is the story of how that one innocent sentence, from a 5-year-old with a bag of cookies, cracked open the life of a man who thought he'd already lost everything, and showed him a different kind of Christmas miracle. If you love emotional, cinematic stories about second chances, quiet kindness, and unexpected family, hit subscribe to Extraordinary Stories, tap the like button, and turn on the notification bell right now so you don't miss the next story that might feel a little too close to your own life. Now, let's go to Evergreen Park on a cold Christmas Eve, where a man named Ethan Walker finally stopped pretending he was okay. Snow fell softly over Evergreen Park, layering the paths and benches in white. Strings of warm lights wound through the bare branches, and a towering Christmas tree at the center glowed with gold and red ornaments. On a bench facing that tree sat Ethan Walker. His black wool overcoat had a fine dusting of snow on the shoulders he hadn't bothered to brush off. His hands were clasped tightly between his knees, head slightly bowed, jaw clenched hard enough to tremble. If you walked past too quickly, you'd miss it. If you looked closely, you'd see the shine in his eyes. It was the kind of shine men like Ethan weren't supposed to show. He was the CEO of Walker Enterprises, a wildly successful investment firm. Penthouse with a view, chalet in the mountains, car with built-in seat heaters that probably cost more than most houses. On paper, his life was brilliant. Inside, it was burnt out. His marriage had ended 8 months earlier with a quiet, devastating conversation in a kitchen that used to smell like Sunday pancakes. "Ethan, I can't do this anymore," Jennifer had said, fingers wrapped around a mug she never drank from. "I've spent 10 years married to a man who's never really here. I want a husband, not a ghost in a suit." He'd tried to argue. He'd opened his mouth to say, "I'm doing this for us." But even as the words formed, he'd realized how hollow they sounded. He'd built an empire and lost the woman who'd asked for something much simpler: time, presence, maybe a child. They'd never had one. "Next year," Ethan had said, "when things calm down at work." Things never calmed down. Now there was no next year. Just a long stretch of holidays with obligatory invitations, glittering parties, empty conversations, and an apartment that felt like a hotel no one visited. When his assistant had asked that morning, "Do you have plans for Christmas, sir?" he'd lied, easier than seeing pity in her eyes. So instead of going to a party, he'd come here, to the park, to sit in the cold and watch other people live the life he'd realized too late he wanted. A child's shout of laughter cut across the sound of carols playing from a nearby speaker. 2 kids ran past, chasing each other, their parents trailing behind with steaming cups of cocoa. Ethan watched them, feeling like the glass between him and the world had thickened. He didn't notice the tear that escaped until a small voice spoke beside him. "Mister, why are you sad?" He jerked his head up, hastily swiping at his eyes with the back of his glove. A little boy stood in front of him, snow clinging to his red coat. A tan knit hat with little bare ears covered his head, and his cheeks were flushed from the cold. In one mittened hand, he clutched a grease-stained paper bag. "I'm fine," Ethan said, his voice rough. "Thank you for asking." The boy frowned, unconvinced. "You don't look fine. You look like my mom when she thinks I'm not watching." That hit someplace Ethan wasn't ready for. He managed a weak smile. "Sometimes grown-ups just get something in their eye," he said. "Maybe it's the snow." The boy considered this seriously, then shook his head, as only very honest children can. "I don't think the snow makes people look like that," he said. "I think that's a sad look." Before Ethan could reply, the boy brightened. "Don't cry, mister," he said confidently. "You can borrow my mom. She's really good at making people feel better." The words were so unexpected, so guilelessly kind, that Ethan actually forgot to breathe for a second. "Borrow your mom?" he repeated, a half laugh, half sob caught in his chest. "Oliver," a woman's voice called from behind them. "Honey, what did I tell you about talking to strangers?" Ethan turned. A woman hurried along the path toward them, arms full of shopping bags, a few snowflakes caught in her blonde hair. A cream-colored hat covered her ears. A gray coat cinched at the waist moved with her as she walked. Her expression was a blend of concern, mild exasperation, and that tired attentiveness you only see in single parents. "I'm so sorry," she said as she reached them, resting a hand on the boy's shoulder. "I hope he wasn't bothering you. We've had so many conversations about not walking up to people in the park, but he—" She glanced at her son with a helpless little smile. "He's persistent. Mom, he was crying," the boy, Oliver, protested, pointing at Ethan. "It's Christmas Eve, and he's sad. Nobody should be sad on Christmas Eve." The woman's eyes lifted to Ethan's, and he saw the moment she truly saw him. The expensive coat, the dress shirt beneath it, the grief he hadn't quite managed to hide. Her face softened. "Oh," she said quietly. "I see." Ethan stood quickly, suddenly deeply aware of how pathetic he must look. A grown man, alone on a bench, crying in public. "It's all right," he said. "Really, he was just being kind. Very kind, actually." He looked down at Oliver. "Thank you for worrying about me, young man. That's a good heart you've got there." Oliver beamed. "Do you want a cookie?" he asked immediately, thrusting the paper bag toward him. "Mom and I made them today. They're chocolate chip. She says cookies make everything a little bit better, if only for a moment." Ethan stared at the bag. "I couldn't take your cookies," he began. "Please," Oliver insisted, shaking it. "We have lots. We're giving some to our neighbors. You look like you need one." The woman, Oliver's mom, let out a small laugh. "He's not wrong," she said. "We did make an army of them. They're still warm." Ethan hesitated. Taking a cookie from a stranger's kid in a park on Christmas Eve wasn't on his list of things he imagined himself doing as a CEO. But then again, neither was crying on a bench. He reached into the bag and took one. "Thank you," he said. Oliver's mom looked at the bench, then at Ethan. "We were just going to sit here for a few minutes and look at the tree," she said. "If you don't mind the company?" "Say no," Ethan's well-trained, solitary brain whispered. "Say yes, something deeper, something starving," answered. "If you're sure I'm not intruding," he said. "Not at all," she replied, setting her bags down. Oliver scrambled up onto the bench first, planting himself firmly between Ethan and his mother, like he'd orchestrated this from the start. Ethan sat at one end, the woman at the other. "I'm Ethan," he said, suddenly aware he'd forgotten basic introductions. "I'm Rachel," she replied. "Rachel Morrison, and this is my son, Oliver." "I'm 5 3/4, Oliver announced proudly. "Almost 6. That's an extremely important age," Ethan said, taking a bite of the cookie. It was perfect. Still a little warm, chocolate chips melted, edges just crisp enough. "Your mom is right," he said. "Cookies do make things better. These might be dangerously good, actually." Rachel's cheeks pinked slightly in the cold. "He's my official taste tester," she said. "We're taking these to our neighbors tonight. It's kind of our little Christmas Eve tradition." "Because they're our friends," Oliver added around a mouthful. "And friends get cookies." For the first time all day, Ethan felt something in his chest loosen just a tiny bit. "So," Rachel said after a moment, eyes still on the glowing tree, voice gentle, "do you have plans for Christmas tomorrow?" He almost said yes. He almost listed imaginary parties and non-existent family visits. Instead, for reasons he didn't entirely understand, the truth slipped out. "No," he admitted. "Not really." "No plans?" Oliver repeated, scandalized. "That's sad. Everyone should have plans for Christmas. We're going to open presents in the morning, and then we're going to eat snowman pancakes, and then we're going to watch movies all day in our pajamas. Right, Mom?" "That's the plan," Rachel confirmed with a smile. "That sounds—" Ethan exhaled. "Honestly, that sounds perfect." "You can come," Oliver said instantly, turning to him. "Right, Mom, he can come eat snowman pancakes with us." "Oliver," Rachel began, clearly embarrassed. "It's all right," Ethan said quickly, though a strange ache went through him. "That's very kind, but I'm sure you have your day planned. I'd hate to impose." "You wouldn't be imposing," Rachel said, surprising herself as much as him. She looked at him fully now. "I'm serious. If you'd really be spending the day alone, we'd be happy to have you. It's nothing fancy. Just pancakes, movies, and a 6-year-old who will absolutely show you every dinosaur he owns." Ethan stared at her. "You don't even know me," he said quietly. "I know you're sitting alone on a bench on Christmas Eve, looking like your heart is breaking," Rachel replied, her voice soft but steady. "And I know my son thinks you need someone to be kind to you. His instincts about people are usually pretty good." She dug into her bag, pulled out a crumpled receipt and a pen, and scribbled something down. She tore off the piece and handed it to him. "Here," she said. "That's our address. Blue house with white shutters on Maple Street. If you decide you don't want to spend Christmas alone, we'll be there. Probably still in pajamas at noon. No pressure. Just an open door." Ethan took the paper like it was made of glass. "Thank you," he said. "I don't know what to say." "Say yes," Oliver urged. "Say you'll come. You still have to tell me more about the Spinosaurus. Mom doesn't know anything about dinosaurs." "I know some things," Rachel protested. "Just not all the things." "It's really important," Oliver insisted. "You can't just make up dinosaur facts, Mom." Ethan actually laughed. It startled him. "I do know a lot about dinosaurs," he heard himself say. "I had a whole collection when I was your age, and the Spinosaurus is pretty awesome." "Then you have to come," Oliver declared. "It's a dinosaur emergency." They sat together a little longer, watching the snow, talking about everything and nothing. Favorite Christmas movies, hospital night shifts. Rachel was a nurse. How much sugar it takes to power a 5-year-old for 12 hours straight. Eventually, Rachel glanced at her watch. "We should finish our deliveries," she said, standing. "Otherwise, Mr. Peterson will think we forgot him this year." "Thank you for the cookie," Ethan said, standing too. "And for the invitation." "Thank you for listening to my son," she replied. "Whatever you decide tomorrow, I hope your Christmas doesn't feel quite so heavy." Oliver waved enthusiastically. "Bye, Mr. Ethan. Don't forget. Snowman pancakes, dinosaurs, blue house with white shutters." Ethan watched them walk away through the falling snow, a small boy skipping, his mom juggling bags and managing to look back over her shoulder to give Ethan one last warm smile. He looked down at the scrap of paper in his glove, Rachel's handwriting looping across it. For the first time in a long time, under a sky full of Christmas lights, he felt something that wasn't grief. He felt hope. Christmas morning in Ethan's penthouse felt like waking up inside a catalog. Everything was perfect. The tree in the corner glowed with precise white lights and coordinated ornaments a decorator had chosen. The marble counters were spotless. The city view stretched beyond the floor-to-ceiling windows, all glass and steel and distant moving lights. What was missing was noise. No shrieks of, "He came," no ripping of paper, no burnt toast, no one running down the hallway in dinosaur pajamas. Just silence. And Ethan's heartbeat. He lay in bed for a while, staring at the ceiling, replaying the night before. Oliver's serious little face, Rachel's hesitant smile, the warmth of that bench under the park lights that had felt more like home than this entire penthouse ever had. He pulled the folded scrap of paper from his nightstand. Maple Street, blue house, white shutters. He could put it back, pretend he'd never met them, spend Christmas exactly the way he'd spent every other holiday since the divorce, alone, pretending he liked it. Or he could do something terrifying. He could show up. By 8 a.m., Ethan was in motion in a way his board had never seen. He made calls, the kind you can only make when you're rich, powerful, and suddenly intent on using all of that for something small and personal, instead of big and impressive. By 9:30, a driver had dropped off groceries at his door. Flour, eggs, milk, chocolate chips, syrup, whipped cream, marshmallows, fruit, more hot chocolate mix than any 3 people reasonably needed. By 10 o'clock, a courier arrived with a large gift-wrapped box. Inside, the most detailed Spinosaurus toy Ethan's assistant could locate on short notice. At 10:20, Ethan stood in front of his mirror, in clothes he barely recognized as his own. Dark jeans, a soft navy sweater, no tie, no cufflinks. He looked younger, less like the CEO and more like a man. A man who's about to knock on a stranger's door with dinosaur toys and pancake ingredients. He muttered. On Christmas. This is insane. He picked up the bags anyway. By 10:30, he was standing at the blue house with white shutters on Maple Street. It was small, a little worn around the edges, with a tiny front yard half buried in snow. A modest wreath hung crookedly on the door. A cardboard snowman cut out, clearly colored by a 5-year-old, was taped in the front window. Ethan's heart pounded harder than it ever had in a boardroom. He raised his hand and rang the bell. There was shuffling inside, a muffled, "I'll get it," and a second, "Oliver, we don't open the door without me." The door swung open. Oliver stood there in dinosaur pajamas, hair sticking up, face lit like someone had turned on every light inside him at once. "Mom!" he yelled back into the house. "It's him. The sad mister came." Rachel appeared behind him, also in pajamas. Flannel pants, soft sweater, hair pulled back in a loose ponytail. No makeup. Just her. She looked even more beautiful than she had under the park lights. "You came," she said, and the genuine delight in her voice told him he'd made the right choice. "I hope I'm not too early," Ethan said, "and I hope you don't mind, but I brought a few things." He lifted the bags like an awkward Santa. "I have ingredients for snowman pancakes," he said. "Real ones, not theoretical ones. I asked someone to find a recipe. I brought hot chocolate mix, the good kind, and some Christmas movies in case you're tired of the ones you have. And..." He pulled out the wrapped box, suddenly nervous. "I brought a Christmas present, for the world's leading dinosaur expert." Oliver's eyes went round. "Is that for me?" he whispered. "If your mom says it's okay," Ethan said. Rachel smiled. "Go ahead." Oliver tore into the paper like a tornado. When the Spinosaurus emerged, all detailed plastic scales and painted sail, he gasped. "It's a Spinosaurus!" he shouted. "A real one! Well, a toy real one," Ethan said, crouching to his level. "But it's pretty accurate. See the sail on its back? And the long snout? That's because it probably spent a lot of time hunting in water." Oliver looked like his brain might explode with joy. "This is the best present ever," he declared, then did something Ethan hadn't expected. He launched himself forward and hugged Ethan around the neck. Ethan froze for a fraction of a second. Then his arms moved on their own, wrapping around the small, warm body clinging to him. When was the last time someone had hugged him like this? With absolutely no calculation, no performance, nothing but gratitude and joy. His throat tightened. "Thank you," Oliver said, voice muffled against his shoulder. "You're welcome," Ethan managed. Rachel's eyes shimmered slightly as she watched them. "You really didn't have to do all this," she said as she stepped aside to let him in. "We were serious about just pancakes and pajamas." "I wanted to," Ethan said. "You invited me into your Christmas for no reason other than kindness. The least I can do is contribute to the carbohydrate chaos." The house smelled like coffee and cinnamon. The tree in the corner was small and slightly crooked, decorated with handmade ornaments, paper chains, and one string of multicolored lights that flickered in places. A few wrapped presents sat underneath, their paper wrinkled but carefully taped. It was modest, and somehow it felt more like Christmas than his entire curated penthouse. They moved into the kitchen. "Okay, snowman pancake expert," Rachel said, handing him an apron. "Let's see what you've got." What Ethan had, it turned out, was enthusiasm and zero skill. His first attempt at a snowman shape looked like a lumpy blob. "It's abstract," Rachel said kindly. "It's a snow blob," Oliver said with brutal accuracy. "With a carrot." "It does resemble a vegetable-based accident," Ethan admitted, laughing. Rachel shuffled closer, taking his hand with the ladle. "You need 3 little circles," she instructed. "Big, medium, small. Like this. Standing behind him, she guided his hand over the pan. Ethan was suddenly, acutely aware of her hand on his, the way she smelled faintly of vanilla and coffee, the soft tickle of a strand of hair that had escaped her ponytail against his cheek. "See?" she said, as the batter spread into 3 perfect circles. "Snowman! It's a snowman!" Oliver yelled from the table. "Upgrade!" Their eyes met over the pan. For a heartbeat, the kitchen, the storm outside, the whole world shrank to that tiny space between them. Rachel stepped back quickly, cheeks a little pinker than before. By late morning, the table was covered in snowman pancakes with chocolate chip eyes and bacon scarves. Oliver insisted each one had a name. "This is Sir Flake-a-Lot," he said, pointing. "And that's Pancake the Third." "Very distinguished," Ethan agreed, taking a bite. They spent the afternoon exactly as Oliver had promised. Movies on the couch, wrapped in blankets. Oliver narrating every scene as if Ethan hadn't seen the film before. Hot chocolate refills. Rachel curling up on the other end of the couch, feet tucked under her, laughing at her son's running commentary. At one point, Oliver fell asleep half on Ethan's lap, Dinosaur clutched in his hand, breathing soft and even. Rachel tiptoed in from the kitchen and stopped, watching them. Ethan sensed her and looked up, one hand resting automatically on Oliver's back, steady and gentle. "He just conked out," Ethan whispered, as if afraid to break the spell. "He does that," Rachel whispered back. "He feels safe, and his body just shuts down." She smiled, then the smile wobbled into something more fragile. "Thank you," she added. "For what?" Ethan asked. "For coming," she said. "For being here. For letting him borrow you for dinosaurs and presents and Christmas morning." Ethan swallowed. "I should be thanking you," he said. "I haven't had a Christmas that felt this real in a very long time." Later, while Oliver snored softly in the other room, sprawled among his toys, Ethan and Rachel stood in the small kitchen, rinsing plates and stacking them by the sink. "So," she said quietly, "what does a man like you normally do on Christmas?" "A man like me?" he echoed. She gave him a sideways look. "The suit last night might have been expensive, but it wasn't fake. And that coat?" She nodded toward his jacket draped over a chair. "You're not exactly living paycheck to paycheck, Ethan." He huffed a soft laugh. "Normally," he said, "I go to parties I don't want to be at. Talk to people who only know me as Mr. Walker. Stand in rooms full of people and feel completely alone." "Not this year," Rachel said. "Not this year," he agreed. "What do you actually do?" she asked. "For work, I mean. Beyond wearing nice coats and making snowblob pancakes. I run an investment firm," he said. "Walker Enterprises." Rachel froze for a second. "The Walker Enterprises?" she repeated. He nodded, suddenly self-conscious. "Yes, that one." She blinked, then let out a short laugh. "Of course you do," she said. "Only my son would invite a complete stranger to Christmas and accidentally bring home a CEO. Would it have changed anything?" Ethan asked quietly. "If you'd known yesterday?" She thought about it, then shook her head. "No," she said. "In the park, you weren't a CEO. You were just a man who looked like he really needed a cookie." Something in his chest unclenched at that. "And you?" he asked. "You said you're a nurse." She nodded. "Pediatrics, children's hospital downtown, night shifts mostly. Lots of coffee, lots of cartoons, lots of stickers. It must be hard," he said. "It is," she replied honestly. "Emotionally, physically, all of it. Being a single mom on top of that doesn't exactly make it easier. Some days I feel like I'm held together with coffee and sheer stubbornness." She rinsed a mug, stacking it carefully. "But then Oliver does something like offer his mom to a stranger in a park," she added, a smile playing at her lips. "And I remember that we're okay, maybe more than okay." "He's amazing," Ethan said. "He's my whole world," she replied. Those words hung in the air between them. Ethan thought of his own world, quarterly earnings, shareholder meetings, mergers, all the things he'd convinced himself mattered most. He thought of the emptiness waiting for him back at his penthouse, the echo of footsteps that belonged only to him. He thought of how, for the first time in years, someone had looked at him not as a name on a building, but as a person on a bench. "I've spent my whole life building things," he said quietly. "Companies, portfolios, towers of numbers. I forgot. To build a life." Rachel wiped her hands on a dish towel. "It's not too late," she said simply. He looked at her, really looked, and felt something new and terrifying and wonderful flicker to life. Hope, again, but bigger. When evening finally came and the sky darkened, Ethan stood in the doorway, coat on, scarf wrapped. Oliver clung to his leg. "Do you have to go?" he asked, lower lip wobbling. "I should," Ethan said gently. "But only for now. If it's okay with your mom, maybe we can see each other again, without it being a dinosaur emergency." Oliver looked up at Rachel. She smiled. "I think we can arrange that," she said. Oliver's face lit up. "Yes, then you can come again, and we can make snow blobs, and you can tell me about all the dinosaurs." Ethan laughed. "I'd like that," he said. "Very much." As he stepped out into the snow, Rachel followed him onto the porch. "Thank you," she said again, "for bringing all of this." She gestured vaguely at the house, the day, the lingering warmth in the air. "Thank you," he replied, "for opening your door." They stood there for a moment, the cold air between them charged with something neither of them named. "Good night, Ethan," she said. "Good night, Rachel," he replied. He walked away down the snowy street, the sounds of a small boy's laughter still echoing in his ears, a new weight in his pocket, her phone number, written under the word Rachel and Oliver, with a little dinosaur doodle next to it. For once, the city lights didn't feel like distant stars. They felt like possibilities. Over the next weeks, Ethan's life didn't magically transform. He still went to meetings. He still signed papers. He still had days when his chest felt tight with memories of mistakes he couldn't undo. But now, his phone buzzed with messages that weren't about markets. Rachel. Oliver lost his first tooth. He insists it makes him more aerodynamic. A photo followed. Oliver proudly grinning, one gap where a tooth had been, holding up the Spinosaurus like a trophy. Another night. Rachel. Night shift dragging. Just had a 4-year-old tell me my tired eyes look like a raccoon. "How's your glamorous CEO life going?" He'd replied with a selfie under fluorescent office lights, tie loosened, dark circles under his eyes. Ethan. Raccoon solidarity. They grabbed coffee when Rachel's schedule allowed. Ethan took Oliver to the museum on a Saturday, where they spent 3 hours in the dinosaur exhibit, arguing about whether the Spinosaurus could beat a T-Rex. "Environment matters," Ethan said. "Near water, Spino wins. On land, T-Rex has the advantage." "You're making this up," Oliver accused. "I have sources," Ethan insisted. Rachel watched them from a bench, something warm in her gaze that she tried to ignore, and failed. On a rare free afternoon, Ethan found himself walking past the children's hospital where Rachel worked. He stopped outside, looking up at the building. Gray, functional, tired. He thought of kids spending Christmas there, of single parents in hard plastic chairs, of nurses like Rachel pulling double shifts because budgets were tight. Back at his office, he called his CFO. "We need to talk about our philanthropic arm," he said, "specifically pediatric care in this city." Within weeks, Walker Enterprises quietly announced a major donation to Evergreen Children's Hospital. A new wing, better equipment, more staff, upgraded facilities. No press conference with Ethan at a podium. Just a small mention in a local paper, and a plaque Rachel didn't notice until she walked past it at 3 a.m. one night. Walker Family Foundation, in support of brighter futures. She took a picture of it and texted it to Ethan with one word. "Rachel. You?" Ethan. "Merry extremely late Christmas. Thank you for reminding me where my money should have been going all along." Her reply was just a heart, but he stared at that little red icon for a long time. Months passed. They saw each other more. Sometimes with Oliver, sometimes, rarely, when childcare cooperated. Alone. They talked about everything: her divorce, his, the ways they'd both failed and learned, the fear of trusting again, the weight of being responsible for tiny humans or giant companies. Slowly, carefully, something grew. Not the fast, consuming thing Ethan remembered from his early 20s. 1 year after that first Christmas Eve, Evergreen Park was once again dressed in lights. The big tree stood in the center, ornaments catching the glow of the lamps. Snow made everything look new. On a bench facing that tree sat Ethan. This time, he wasn't alone. On his left, Rachel sat with her arm looped through his. On his right, Oliver bounced his heels against the bench, dinosaur hat pulled low over his ears. "You cried here last year," Oliver announced helpfully. "A lot. Thank you for that reminder," Ethan said dryly. Rachel laughed. "He's not wrong," she said. "I saw you too, you know. Sad CEO, expensive coat, very tragic." "And now?" Ethan asked. "What do you see?" Rachel pretended to consider. "Man in a slightly less expensive coat," she said, "with better pancake skills, considerably less tragic. And a family," Oliver added matter-of-factly. "Don't forget that part." Ethan's hand tightened around Oliver's small gloved one. "Yeah," he said softly. "And a family." Oliver wriggled in his seat, then leaned over, pressing his shoulder against Ethan's. "Hey, Mom." "Yes, buddy?" Rachel asked. "Do I still have to share you?" he asked, looking at Ethan with a mischievous glint. "Or is he officially not borrowing anymore?" Rachel's eyes sparkled. "I think," she said, glancing at Ethan, "he stopped being a borrower a long time ago." Oliver nodded sagely. "Good," he said, "because I like him. He knows about dinosaurs and he makes you smile funny." Ethan met Rachel's gaze. "The funny smile?" he asked. "The happy one you forgot you had," she replied. He leaned in and kissed her, there on the bench under the Christmas lights, with families walking past and snow catching in her hair. Oliver made exaggerated gagging noises. "Yuck, adults!" then laughed and leaned against both of them, their arms forming a small, warm circle around him. It was simple, imperfect, a little messy. And it was everything Ethan hadn't even known he was allowed to want. All because a little boy in a red coat had seen a stranger crying on a bench and said, "Don't cry, mister. You can borrow my mom." Take a moment and imagine yourself in Ethan's place. Would you have stayed on that bench while a little boy called you out for being sad? Would you have accepted cookies from strangers and a handwritten Christmas invitation? Or would you have gone back to your empty apartment and pretended you were fine? Do you believe that one small act of kindness, one borrowed mom, one open door at Christmas, can really change the entire course of someone's life? If this story touched your heart, tell me in the comments. What would you have done if you were Ethan that night in the park? Have you ever had a Christmas where a stranger's kindness completely changed your plans, or your future? Or maybe you were the one who opened the door. Share your experience below. Your story might be the hope someone else needs today. And if you want more emotional, Christmas-tinged stories about ordinary people and extraordinary moments, subscribe to Extraordinary Stories. Hit the like button. Share this video with a friend who needs encouragement. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you never miss the next story.